Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We're going to talk about The Island of Dr. Moreau, number two. I am so glad that I just took the risk on this IDW book because I'm kind of soft boycotting IDW. I unless something seems amazing, I don't buy it. Does that make sense? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with this book. This book is great. This book is fantastic. It's Island of Dr. Moreau. If you've never read it, it's a 110-year-old, 120-year-old story. H.G. Wells, which our title character, Dr. Moreau, has taken his experimentation from London to some little tropical island. All right? And our protagonist, who in the book is named Edward Prindrick, I forget what his hair color is, has been replaced by a woman named Ellie. It's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. This is 2019. We have to swap gingers and stuff. At least in this case, it's the ginger side did not happen. It's kind of the opposite of the ginger side. But I gotta say, when I see Dr. Moreau, or I'm thinking about Dr. Moreau, anything like that, and let me make sure I got this rewound to exactly the place I want to be at. I don't want you to get this really loud whip crack in your ear, and then you'll be like, what is wrong with you, Elizibar? Why would you do that to us? We're actually going to sample the movie. I found a movie on archive.org, which I think means it's public domain. That's legit how archive.org is supposed to work. Whether it actually is or not, I don't know. Let me pull this up. I just want to show you Charles Laughton's performance as Dr. Moreau in the iconic scene that's kind of where the book picks up. So she's in the village. Dr. Moreau has come to rescue her. That's where she is in the comic book. That's where our characters are in the movie. Edward is in the village. Dr. Moreau has come to fetch him from the Beast People.
What is the law?
Not to spill blood. That is the law. Are we not men?
I'm going to pause it there because if I let it go again, he cracks the whip again. It's really loud, so I don't want that to your ears. But you kind of see that's what I expect. That's also Bela Lugosi as the lawgiver. He does a fantastic job. The lawgiver in the more modern movie was also a very good character. He had a very good sense of gravitas and wisdom. Anyway, none of that matters. None of that really matters. So we're here, this book, and we open up at exactly this point. Dr. Moreau getting Ellie away from the Beast People. Nighttime, it's dangerous. They're not necessarily always so good about obeying the law, even though, of course, he who breaks the law goes back to the House of Pain. So she freaks out. Wouldn't you freak out if you were in her situation? You were surrounded by beast people? Probably would. I know I probably would. She runs. There's a little violence, but Dr. Moreau talks her down. Get this montage. Now, I don't know that I'm a fan of this. We're going across and going across and going across, but it's a very effective use of space. Everything about this is just positively grotesque, somewhat horrifying. This is exactly how this part of the story, should be presented. Dr. Moreau shouldn't come across as sympathetic. He shouldn't come across as likable. He should come across as obsessed, maybe a little insane, and maybe a lot of insane, and he totally does. Look, he's explaining what pain is, and he stabbed himself in the leg. Come on, man. You can't even see because of the glare. Come on, man. You're not Ricky Bobby. You don't need to be doing this. Things from there, there's some chaos. Um, Beastmen are kind of unsure. They're finding bodies and stuff that the Beastmen have been eating on. Everywhere you go in this book, it just looks good. Look at the way they're rendered here. Look at the faces. I think this is fantastic. They look like disgusting beast people, And I guess disgusting is really not fair to apply to them. I apologize for that. They look like unusual beast people. This is not the human norm for beasts. They're obviously something else that's been twisted into that shape. And even when they're sympathetic, they still retain that monstrous appearance. Of course, the final catalyst for what goes on here isn't just Ellie's arrival to the island. It's the escape of the Panther Woman. Now, in the movie, the Panther Woman is not really escaping in the same way that she is here. Movie Panther Woman is kind of a character just invented to provide a romantic foil for the main character, whether that's whoever played the Edward in Island of Lost Souls or David Thewlis in the '90s Dr. Moreau movie. Apparently, a '70s one I haven't seen. She's invented for that, but the Panther Woman is in the book because she's the one that escapes Dr. Moreau's clutches and kicks off the final leg of chaos. This follows the book very closely up until like the last panel. I think the last panel is the only time we get like a significant deviation. Well, aside from the main character being Ellie instead of Edward, but I think the last panel is really the only time when it deviates. The deviation doesn't seem that out there. It doesn't seem that outrageous. It kind of follows that, yeah, you might deviate at that point a little bit for a more modern sensibility, where you have to be a little more compassionate and less we're escaping the horrors. Because in the novel, Edward is just like, I got to get off this island before they eat me. She's not quite up to the point of I got to get off this island before they eat me. At least not by the point where this story ends. It doesn't reach the final ending of the novel, which is escape. Actually, uh, I'm spoiling too much. I'm so sorry that I'm spoiling so much of this, but I kind of hope that you figured that the main character survives the story because this ain't that kind of story, bro. This ain't that kind of story like The Walking Dead, where we literally just want to murder all the main characters off ratings. And it's not how it works. This is an adventure story, so the hero has to get into danger, through danger, and then get out of danger. And if you're not going through that process, then you're not doing a classic adventure story. Fights is to say, I liked everything about this book. I got over the ginger swapping the main character. Doesn't bother me here. I think it maybe bothered me a little bit with the first issue. Here in the second issue, didn't bother me at all. The pain that the animal people are in is palpable. It really comes across. You feel it. You feel their pain. You understand why they're a little crazed because they start showing animal tendencies. They go get tortured again for the rest of the day. Like, that's not a life anybody should live. It absolutely isn't. So if you haven't bought this, go check it out. I don't know how many of these were printed. I don't know how many are sitting on your store shelf. But if you see number 1 and number 2, absolutely should pick them up. Probably IDW will put out a little trade paperback of these two issues together. That might be an even better bargain value because they'll probably sell for $8.99. And well, I guess the issues were only $3.99, weren't they? No, they were $4.99. See, I didn't even care. It was so good I didn't care about the price. But you might be able to save like a buck or two if they release a collected edition or something like that, which would be pretty dope. Absolutely should check it out. If you like the Dr. Moreau story, you should check it out. If you like science fiction, check it out. If you like stories of mad scientists, check it out. If you like old classic adventure stories like, oh god, I was about to say like Robinson Crusoe, but that's not a good comparison. If you like old adventure stories like anything else H.G. Wells has written, which also isn't true because not everything he's written is insane. But you get the point. You get the point. Like if you like something kind of classic, check it out. Like sci-fi, check it out. Like speculative stories, check it out. If you like horror, check it out. If you like adventure, check it out. There is no reason that you should not be checking this out. Okay, maybe if you're like 10, maybe you don't want to give this to a 10-year-old because of the surgery scenes. But you get to like 14 or something, 12, maybe it's okay then. Parental guidance is suggested just because of the grisliness. Well, have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you next time. Until then, bye bye. Take care of yourself. I said that already, but I'm saying it again.